Hello, my name is John Hernandez. I am the founder and lead programmer of the Latin American Film Festival of Dallas. Here with me today is the director of About 30, Arturo Los 30, Martín Shanly from Argentina. How are you, Martín?
Hi, how are you? I'm really glad to be here. I'm really happy my film is showing in Dallas.
Yeah, we're very happy to have the film in our first edition of the Latin American Film Festival of Dallas. Uh, Martin, I think your film is now showing in Argentina. Finally, what has been
Yeah.
some of the what's been the reaction so far in Argentina to the film?
No, it's been great. People have been reaching out. People have been going to see it. It sort of went beyond my wildest expectations. So but it's still going. It just happened. It was this month. So.
Um, can you tell us a little bit about kind of how you would like describe the film as a way to introduce it?
Right. It's about a guy who's turned 30 and is a bit lost in life, and the movie starts with him going to the wedding of a former best friend, and in that wedding things go awry, and we sort of find out through flashbacks what thing uh, how he is with different relationships in his life, and how he ended up there where we meet him.
Your previous film, Juana los Doce, or About 12,
Right,
was more of a kind of a drama, a little bit
right.
more of a drama. What kind of led to the change to how to kind of tackle a comedy? And I guess what is the difference for you in writing and directing a comedy versus a drama?
Well, I don't think I consider my that film a drama. I think it had less. I think in I do agree though that in this one, sorry, I sort of embraced the genre of of comedy a lot more. But the other one also had light moments, and yeah, it was sort of like in between. And I think in this time I sort of made the decision to sort of lean into the comedy aspect, also because it's sort of something I wanted to try out, and I wanted to yeah, laugh at things that I sort of felt that I was giving too much seriousness to.
Is there a meaningful relationship in how you would like a structure a scene or set up, like, with your cinematographer shots, and
Right.
how from that film to this one? Because I think I imagine it would relies more on the timing of things.
We had different cinematographers in that film than in this one, due to scheduling conflicts, and also I acting in this one I had to rely more on the cinematographer to make some decisions that I would otherwise have made myself. Um, we were in a really tight schedule, so there was a lot of like trying a lot of looking for the scene whilst we were shooting it. Like I don't I think I forgot your question. I'm sorry.
Is there something like different when you're trying to do a comedy that
um,
when you're writing it, when you're trying to kind of put it together? Was there a different approach that was needed before, like from your previous film?
well, there's certain shots that sort of the movement of a camera sort of leads into the punchline, or stuff like that. But I like the challenge of thinking of attempting to make people laugh, and I like when I'm in the theater and I hear that they are indeed laughing. It's something that from the script, it was something that we were trying to, yes, to attempt to make and there's all different kinds of like jokes that I wanted to uh, like, I don't know, try out. So but I don't think it's very that different, and I also don't think it is a full comedy. I also think that it has a lot of dramatic elements to it, even more so than my previous films. I think it has more of a tragic thing going on.
I think as it as the film goes in its journey, it
Right,
starts out a lot of very comedic stuff, but as it goes toward, you kind of start getting a little bit more of the backstory, which is like you said, a lot more tragic.
right,
Um, the one thing I wanted to ask you about is I guess in your previous film, I think you were directing your sister,
right.
and in this one, you stepped in front of the camera. Was there any particular reason why you wanted to kind of step in front of the camera? Um,
Well, I used to act a lot more when I was younger, and it's sort of something that stopped. And I guess I wanted to have a go at it again. Also, we shot it really like far apart in time. As we were get financing, we would shoot like this chunk, and then we would look for more money, and then we shot another chunk, and then and that and through the it was like a big thing through the years, and I just couldn't think of someone who I could ask that to, and I couldn't find anyone cheaper than me. Also,
um, Going back to a little bit of the comedy aspect of things, I don't know if you consider yourself like a cinephile or anything like that, but were there any like film models or movies that you looked at, or like to kind of as an idea of like I want my movie to have this type of comedy, or I want the timing to be like this? Was there anything like that you had?
I don't know. Yes, but I think I have a bit of trouble answering that question of like with my previous films. I can see who I was trying to steal from. In this case, I was really trying to adapt sort of stories that my friends told me, or stories from my life, or some stuff that happened, and I really wanted to make them like. Also, we started shooting like as I said before, like in little chunks, which were sort of like episodes, all of the flashbacks. So there was a lot of like television influences as well, and because each one of them had like its own like arc, so it was pretty much like a television episode in a way. So that was a big like I don't know, like I feel like it's going to be very lame, but I don't know. Yes, um
Because I
Seinfeld
know.
was, yes,
Oh, yeah, I can kind of see that. In Seinfeld, there's a lot of like very intricately connected like plots that
yeah.
build up to these punchlines. I can kind of see that a little bit. I know you mentioned, I believe, in another interview, the movie Bridesmaids.
All
Um,
right.
were you thinking more of like mainstream like Hollywood comedy, or maybe you had like some sort of other movies from Argentina that you were looking at as well?
No, yes, of course. In Argentina, there's a lot of funny, very funny comedies. Like Ana Katz is a big influence of mine, and Martin Rechman as well, and um, there's a lot of like funny people in our, like also the Martin Piroshansky's TV show Tiempo Libre is also like a big influence on me, and that's how watching that show that's how I saw for the first time one of the actresses of the film. Um, and going back to Bridesmaids, yes, it's an important movie for me because I don't think I've ever laughed so much in a movie theater. I really like Kristen Wiig. I think she is a genius, and I like the way people are portrayed in that film. Even though it's like a broad, like fat joke kind of comedy, it's also like really real people who I can really relate to. And it's not that common like in American comedies that you have someone who's so like breathing and real.
there's a bit of in that movie. There's a lot of like social embarrassment. You know, you have someone who hasn't like hasn't adjusted to
Right.
what people have going on in lives, and a lot of I think I can kind of see that also in your movie as well.
Yes,
Uh,
I like the idea of like the exercising the fuck up archetype. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I really like talking about that because it's something that people live with a lot of shame, and I like making it lighter. And I think Bridesmaids does it brilliantly, and that was a big influence on me. Yes.
you said that the movie kind of took a long play. It took a long time to make. You know, as you got funding. I know that this is a big year for the production company
Yeah.
Unpuma with the Eduardo Williams movie and the new Richmond movie as well.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit of, I guess, how not only how the movie came together, but I guess the landscape of film production in Argentina, where you have to kind of look, not just take money from like the from Inca
Yeah.
or whatever, but also have to like scrape by money from all these other places. Can you tell me a little bit about how the movie came together?
Well, it was an unconventional way, I think. Sorry, because we applied for small funds, and with that we would shoot these episodes, and we did that through the years, and um, and then the idea of applying to the Inca grant, and it came up, and we did it, and with that money we were able to finish shooting the, but it was like an excruciating process, and it was a lot of waiting around, and it was, I wouldn't do it again, that's for sure. No, because I was really a lot of uncertainty, and we neither we didn't make money off the film or anything. We spent more money. Like it was really a labor of a lot of effort and love, and people and everyone. I'm really lucky with the crew that I got because they were all really supportive, and they were all like rowing with the film really uphill sometimes, and also took a lot of compromise because we would be shooting like in different periods of like, and sometimes people would have to like leave what they were doing to come, and so I'm really grateful to the crew. um, but yeah, it's tough funding things in Argentina. We have a lot of like inflation, which it makes it impossible to calculate what things are going to actually cost when you get to the thing to the time, so you cannot like, so it's a lot of like head scratching, and yes, and it got a lot harder as we went along, and I don't think I don't think now you can make a film like that again as things are now, so we sort of got in as the door was closing.
One thing I wanted to ask you about was, I guess, the portrayal of a certain, I guess, social class
Yes.
in your movies, because there's those the presence of like private schools and the
Right.
presence of like those gated communities. Is that something that I mean, I guess, are you like portraying your kind of your own background? Is that something that you're kind of intimately familiar with?
Yes, yes. I have certain relationship with those kind of places, and I found, and I a bit, and I like showing them because I also think I don't see much of those worlds portrayed, and I think there are a lot. Those things, well, private schools and gated communities are something that are on the rise in Argentina, and it's sort of growing at a exponential rate, and it's there's a lot of like aspirational middle class in Argentina who sort of have these things as badges of something, and the I don't know the word, but the certain rules of these places are very interesting to me, and I like poking fun at them, and I like showing them as they are also, but no, with not like being unfair or anything. I just like to. So when you see something that you find that it's not that much shown, for some reason feel a lot of excitement of feeling like I'm in like unexplored terrain, and that's exciting for me.